Hey, thanks for watching that. The kids and I had a lot of fun making it. We have had to, at times, get creative in trying to find ways to make our time go by here in the house. You know, the kids have school that they are doing. We've got some games that we're trying to play with them. We've actually been working on trying to get them to do chores, keeping their rooms clean, keeping, the spaces where they're at clean. I want to get them on dishes because seriously, like, the dishes are never done in this house right now. And then the kids also have their imaginations that are working overtime right now, which is kind of what led us to that amazing little story that you all just saw. One of the things that I've been talking about a lot in these videos is how this is a hard time for everyone. But I feel like that I need to say something in addition to that truth, right? Because it is hard for everyone, but we would be lying if we were trying to say that it is equally hard for everyone. You know, in our house, we're wrestling with the energy of two young kids who are pent up in the house all the time. In my work, I feel like I'm constantly having to learn something new as I'm, feeling my way through all of this technology stuff. Ashley's having a difficult time because she's adjusting to what it is to work from home when the kids are around, right? And we have our challenges at our house. But we also have security in the things that we're doing right now. And I don't mean to sound braggy about this, right? But right now, we're not in a position where we're worried about money because both Ashley and I have been able to transition our work so that we can work from home, right? We don't have to worry about the house that we're in because of the work that I do with the church. They provide this house for me. We have our challenges, right? But we don't want to be oblivious to the fact that we also have our own unique privileges. And I think that it's necessary that we learn to recognize that privilege because it's going to help us to not be insensitive to what other people are going through, but it's also just going to help us understand our situation as it compares to what others are going through. You know, as a pastor, I'm in a lot of conversations with a lot of different people, right? And some of the folks that we're working with in our church, they're talking about working from home. They're talking about, just the transition from what they used to do to what they're doing now, right? But others are talking about things like furlough, about layoff, right? We are not all walking through this moment in the same way. And if you're like me and you just kind of enjoy data a little bit, right? As you look at the data that's emerging, you begin to recognize that demographically, there are groups that are going to be impacted by coronavirus more than others, right? Some people are going to get sick, right? Some people are more likely to get mortally sick from this virus. Economically, some groups are more likely to be working in the economic sectors that are being hit hardest during all of this stuff. And so as we recognize that we're not all in the same place during the shelter-in-place orders, and the resulting struggles aren't all the same, right? We can start to adjust in how we are connecting with one another, right? I want to give you a few ideas about how you can be thinking of others and not just about the struggle that you're going through right now. When you're checking in on somebody else, just ask about work. Ask how the job is going. Ask how secure they think their job is. Just today we read that over the last 3 weeks that there's been nearly 17 million unemployment claims, right? Just over 3 weeks. That is an issue that a lot of us are going to be dealing with, right? And so we shouldn't be dealing with those issues from the shadow of any shame. As you're checking in on these people, right? Also, depending on their age, just check in and see if they're able to get outside of the house, if they're able to get supplies for their house, if they're able to take care of things within their home, right? Because if they aren't, they're going to need help. They're going to need support to figure some of those things out. We have to keep our distance from one another, right? But it doesn't mean that we have to just avoid one another outright in the midst of all of this. Another thing you could think about is that when you are shopping for your own supplies, consider picking up a gift card or a gift certificate as well. Something that you can just have on hand in case you run into somebody that is in need of help, right? Like we all are going to be in need of food and supplies, no matter how secure we are in the work that we do, right? But for those of us who have the opportunity to think ahead a little bit, right? We can be thinking ahead about the needs of others. Ashley's kind of gotten after me a few times, right? Because I've just taken to adding like a $25 gift certificate to a lot of the purchases that we've been making, right? But there is a good chance that the time is coming in which our neighbors, the people who are all around us, they're going to need help. So take a look at what's going on around you, okay? Is your biggest care that you're really bored right now? Maybe if that's the case, you're in a more privileged position than you think, right? And if that is the case, take advantage of this time to check in on your friends and check in on your family. Start to prep for the moment when some of them are going to need help and they're not going to be sure if it's okay to reach out. In this time, make sure that they know that it's okay to reach out. The longer all of this goes, the more we're going to need to lean on one another to make ends meet. And I want you to know, if you're seeing this, you can reach out to me and I'll help you out as much as I'm able to. So down in the comments section below, let me know if you've been prepping to support folks other than yourself and other than your immediate family. Maybe there is somebody that you're helping out. Maybe there's an organization that you've been supporting, right? Maybe you're like Ashley. Ashley's been making masks for other people, right? Let's just talk about the good ways in which we can support one another. And do the whole, like and subscribe thing, right? And the kids and I will keep making weird little videos for you all, okay? But I want you to know and always remember that I love you. I want you to stay healthy. I want you to stay safe. And I will talk to you tomorrow.